Welcome to Memory Monday. Today we'll embark on this week's topic, shedding light on seasonal affective disorder, also known as SAD, brightening your winter days. We'll cover what SAD is, its effect on the brain, why people experience it, and give actionable steps to alleviate symptoms. Okay, what is seasonal affective disorder? The definition of SAD is a type of depression that occurs at a specific time of year, typically during the fall and winter months. It does affect a significant number of people worldwide. So let's look at how sunlight actually affects the brain. Sunlight plays a crucial role in synchronizing our internal circadian rhythm, often referred to as internal clock. This internal clock governs various physiological processes, including the sleep-wake cycle, hormone production, and even mood regulation. Serotonin, often hailed as a feel-good neurotransmitter because it contributes to feelings of happiness and helps regulate mood, is closely linked to our mood and emotional well-being. Exposure to natural light stimulates the production of serotonin in the brain. On the other side of the spectrum, we have melatonin, a hormone that plays a crucial role in sleep. Sunlight exposure, especially in the morning, helps regulate the production of melatonin. This ensures that our bodies produce melatonin at the right time, promoting a healthy sleep-wake cycle. All right, so now let's consider what happens when we experience reduced sunlight, a common occurrence during the fall and winter months. The decrease in sunlight exposure can disrupt this delicate balance, leading to a cascade of effects on your brain and your mood. Reduced sunlight can throw off our internal clocks, leading to disruptions in sleep patterns, energy levels, and overall well-being. With less sunlight, our brain may produce lower levels of serotonin. This decline is often associated with feelings of low energy, moodiness, and even symptoms of depression. Also, reduced sunlight exposure, especially in the morning, can disrupt the natural regulation of melatonin, potentially leading to difficulties falling asleep and maintaining a healthy sleep cycle. In a sense, the amount of sunlight we receive directly influences the neurotransmitters and hormones in our brain, impacting our mood, our sleep, and our overall mental health. So why do people get SAD? As mentioned previously in the previous slides, people get SAD due to a reduced sunlight exposure, changes in the circadian rhythm. But did you know that you can also have a genetic predisposition to having seasonal affective disorder? So let's look at the most common questions that people search for on Google about seasonal affective disorder. Is SAD a real medical condition? Actually, that was one of the top searched questions. The answer is yes, seasonal affective disorder is indeed a recognized and real medical condition. It is a subtype of major depressive disorder that occurs seasonally, typically in the fall and winter when there is less natural sunlight. The symptoms of SAD are similar to those of major depressive disorder, including persistent feelings of sadness, changes in sleep and appetite, and a lack of interest or pleasure in activities. Research has consistently shown that changes in sunlight exposure can impact mood and contribute to the development of depressive symptoms during specific seasons. As such, SAD is recognized and treated as a legitimate medical condition. The second most searched question on Google about SAD is, can children and teenagers experience getting seasonal affective disorder? And the answer is yes. Children and teenagers can experience seasonal affective disorder. While it is more commonly diagnosed in adults, especially in those living in higher latitudes with more distinct seasons, young people can also be affected. Children and adolescents may sometimes display such as changes in mood, energy levels, and academic performance during the fall and winter months. The biological mechanisms that underlie SAD can affect individuals of all age groups. Children and teenagers, like adults, have circadian rhythms and can be sensitive to changes in daylight exposure. It's important to be aware of potential seasonal variations in mood and behaviors in young individuals and consider the possibility of seasonal affective disorder when assessing mental health. And how is SAD different from regular depression? The answer is seasonal affective disorder differs from regular depression in that it follows a seasonal pattern, typically occurring during the fall and winter months when there is less natural sunlight. The symptoms of SAD are similar to those of major depressive disorder, but are characterized by a distinct temporal relationship to seasons. The key distinction lies in the timing and recurrence of the symptoms. Regular depression or major depressive disorder can occur at any time of the year, and it is not linked to seasonal changes. SAD, on the other hand, follows a predictable pattern, with symptoms alleviating in the spring and summer when sunlight exposure increases. This seasonal aspect helps differentiate SAD from non-seasonal forms of depression and influences the treatment approach, such as the use of light therapy during the darker months. Okay, before we move on, have any of you ever experienced seasonal affective disorder or know someone who has?
Yes, I know someone who has. My son, my oldest son.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, definitely you could tell just in the winter versus the rest of the time of the year. Um, so
Is
he would take the D3 stuff to help as well. So,
he taking that?
yeah, he does.
Okay, that's
So,
good. So is it more sunny up in Colorado Springs or?
yeah, so
It is?
it is, but this was when we were back in Omaha.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So
yeah.
like, when you'd have like a month of clouds and not a whole lot of sunlight, or it's dark in the morning when you go to school or go to work and come back, at night and it's dark.
Yeah.
So,
Now, have you ever experienced it?
um, I know I could never live in Seattle because I could not handle it being cloudy. I noticed myself when it has been like a couple weeks of cloudy and not sunlight, how I do get a little bit grumpier just because I want to be out in the sun.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I notice it. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have it. I definitely have it because I get very depressed in the winter when it's, especially if it goes days and days and days of just cloudy weather
Yep.
and cold. I just can't, like, I can't handle the cold. And I
Well,
thought it was moving somewhere warmer, but it is warmer, but not like I thought it would be.
well, I mean, even out here, you get used to the cold. It's just as long as the wind's not there. It's kind of like in Omaha. Even when it was really cold, if the wind wasn't there, you didn't feel it as much. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Yeah, the wind makes it worse.
yeah,
But yeah,
it
it
does.
is, even if it is like cold outside, if the sun's out, it definitely helps the mood.
Yes, yeah,
So,
it does.
okay. Well, I'll move on. Let's see what's next. Okay. Next, we're going to actually look at some action steps that we can take to help if we do experience symptoms of seasonal affective disorder. The first one is regular exercise or regular exposure to natural light, especially in the morning. And this is important because natural light regulates circadian rhythm. Oops, I kind of went ahead. Regulates circadian rhythm. It suppresses the production of melatonin, which makes you sleepier. And it stimulates the production of serotonin, which improves your overall mood. It increases alertness. It releases cortisol, which is a hormone associated with wakefulness and energy. It improves your cognitive function. It resets your internal clock. And it's a natural source of vitamin D. And so that's why it's important to take extra vitamin D when it's cloudy all the time because you're not getting the vitamin D from the sun. And the next thing, an option that you could do is a light therapy lamp. However, this is not a tanning lamp. It's actually a lamp made specifically for seasonal affective disorder. And if you do, you can buy these online, but make sure that it's for the treatment of seasonal affective disorder. And the intensity that's recommended is usually 10,000 LUX. And light boxes for SAD should be designed to filter out most or all UV light. Often these lights recommend glasses to use while you're doing your treatment to protect your eyes. It's important to maintain a consistent sleep schedule. Sleep and mental health are interconnected. A consistent sleep schedule is associated with better mental health outcomes, including improved mood and cognitive function. And getting regular exercise improves your mood as well. This is because regular exercise increases serotonin levels, which regulate mood. It triggers the release of endorphins, which is the feel-good hormone. It helps you sleep better. And if you exercise outdoors, you get more exposure to natural light. It reduces stress levels, and it actually improves your self-esteem. Also, eating a balanced diet supports good mental health because nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals contribute to creating neurotransmitters, including serotonin, which can positively influence your mood. A balanced diet regulates your blood sugar levels. Deficiencies in nutrients like vitamin D, the B vitamins, and magnesium have been linked to mood disorders. So it's important to make sure that your vitamin D, B, and magnesium levels are optimal. Also, staying hydrated is crucial for maintaining energy levels and cognitive function, and limiting the intake of refined sugars and processed foods, because both of those, sugars and processed foods, will make your blood sugar levels go crazy and you end up usually crashing. And so you're not feeling good. Also, spending more time outdoors, even in cold weather, is important because fresh air and sunlight does improve everyone's mood. So here are some reputable sources if you want more reading on seasonal affective disorder. You can find out more at the National Institute of Mental Health, the Mayo Clinic, the American Psychiatric Association, the Light Therapy Association, Seasonal Affective Disorder Association, and National Alliance on Mental Health.
I really think most people probably have at least a slight form of it. They may not realize it, but
I think so, just because darkness really, I mean, everybody needs sunlight.
yeah, I don't know how they do it up in Alaska for 6 months.
I don't either. It's just crazy. I don't. But
Yeah.
remember to consult with healthcare professionals for personalized advice regarding seasonal affective disorder, especially if you are unable to manage this disorder on your own. Okay, so we're back to question and answers. Do you have any other questions?
Not really. I mean, no, I don't really think so. I think we
Yeah.
discussed them all.
Yeah, because mostly, if you try to really focus on getting your supplements, like the D's and the B's and the magnesium, and then drinking enough water and getting sunlight and getting some exercise and trying to get sleep. So it's kind of like the main things that we always talk about, but that definitely does help. And if you just can't get that sunlight, getting a light therapy lamp.
Yeah.
But if none of those work, then yeah, definitely talk to a doctor, because then you might have to be on some medication, because sometimes you do need to be on medication, just depending.
Well, sometimes it's just getting your body regulated to where it should be. I mean, if you're eating a lot of junk food and you're not really watching what you're doing, I mean, if you're trying to be healthy and you're taking your vitamins and you're getting your sleep, but it's still not working, then yes, you might have to be on medication. But if you're just doing nothing except for watching TV and eating a lot of junk food and fast food, then there's no reason for medication because you have not tried to not do it without
Right. You need to
medication.
actually, I mean, some people would rather just pop a pill. I'm kind of more, at this point in my life for my brain health, I don't want to just be popping pills to be popping pills.
Well, and a lot of pills have side effects. So, I mean, if you can do it more naturally without having to do medicine,
Medicine, that's better for
then
you.
it's
Yeah.
better for you overall. But
Yeah.
if you're doing everything right, and I'm not saying that you can't have junk food here and there, and
Right.
I'm not it's, but if you're eating 3 meals a day junk food,
Yeah.
and that makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does. Definitely. And,
So
and there's a lot of medications that if you are like at this, and people in my Bible study were talking about this, but they like one lady was on some medication for quite a while, but that caused side effects where she ended up having to take another medication to control those side effects. And then after she'd been on that a while, they put her on another medication to control whatever that thing did. It's like, are you kidding me? She goes, no. She said it was one thing after another.
well, that's why Dad took Mom off all the meds because the Lipitor was just being horrible when she was on it. She was having so many side effects, and the doctor they had would not take her off, so he just took her off of it, and she was better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's crazy.
you shouldn't have to take multiple medicines to have something help you.
No,
So,
I agree. Well, yeah, and it's better just to try the natural and anymore, just the natural approach,
yep. Well, I
especially,
mean, because it's healthier, first off.
yeah,
And, yes, it may work, it may not, but
right. I
you
mean,
gotta
sometimes you do
try
need
it.
medications. I mean, that I
Yeah.
do know, but yeah,
Oh, yeah. Yep.
but okay.
Yeah. So,
Well,
yeah.
let me just close this out and then I'll stop recording.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so I do want to thank every one of you for joining us tonight. I want to reiterate the importance of understanding and addressing seasonal affective disorder. And if the tools that we use provided tonight don't work for you, please do see your doctor for additional help. If you think of anything after our webinar, please feel free to reach out through support@don'tloseyourmind.com. I am hoping these weekly gatherings will enrich our understanding of brain health and strengthen our bond as a community. So let's keep on learning, and I look forward to seeing you next week.